Hey everyone, so this is a continuing video from the last video where we learned about how to solve quadratic equations using that square root property. So all this is we can continue those notes from last time. We are going to still use the square root property, but we are just going to solve some word problems, our favorite thing, okay? So here we go. The first question, we're just going to talk about two. It'll be a short video. It says the area of the rectangle below is 50 feet squared. Find the value of the length and the width of the rectangle. So what we need to remember first is the formula for area. So we know area equals length times width, okay? And so we're going to use that equation and substitute in every piece of information that we were given. So if they're telling me the area is 50, I'm going to substitute that in for my area in my equation. My length, you can see here my length is, and it doesn't matter really, this could be my length, this could be my width. My length is x times my width is 5x. Okay, and that's my equation that we're just going to go ahead and solve. So I'm going to simplify the right side first. So it says x times 5x, and we know x times 5x is 5x squared, right? Because we know x times x equals x squared, and the 5 just comes along. And now we're going to use that square root property. Okay, so first I need to make sure that x squared is by itself. First I have to divide both sides by 5. 50 divided by 5 is 10 equals x squared. And then we need to take the square root of both sides to get that x by itself. So I'm going to have the square root of plus or minus the square root of 10 equals x. Now, guys, we're talking about a real world problem here. We're talking about the area, the length of something. So really, I only have the square root of 10, right? I can't have that negative answer. So I only have one positive answer. So it says find the value of the length and the width. So let's go back to our problem. The length we said was x, and I just solved for x. So that's square root 10. We could say feet. And then the width we said was 5x. 5 times the square root of 10 feet is my width. Answer both questions by substituting it back in. So let's check out our next one here, guys. We've got a fish tank has a height of 3 feet. Its length is 3 times its width. The volume of the tank is 270. Find the length and the width of the tank. So if it helps you to draw a picture, we can draw a picture of a fish tank. And we are talking about volume. Okay, so let's talk about volume. The equation for volume of a really cube here, a rectangular prism, is length times width times height. Okay, so let's label our problem. It says the height is 3. So I'm going to plug that in here. The height is 3. The length is 3 times its width. So if our width is W, the length is going to be 3 times that, 3W. And I'm going to substitute that right in, so I could say this is our height, this is our length, and this is our width. So I know my width is W and my length is 3W. And volume, they told me, was 270. And now there's our equation that we're going to solve. So I'm going to do 270 equals 3 times 3 gives me 9. W times W is W squared. And there's my equation. Divide both sides by 9. 270 divided by 9 is 30 equals W squared. Square root both sides, and I get the plus or minus the square root of 30 equals W. Really, guys, it's just the square root of 30. I can't have a negative width. And can I break down 30, 15, and 2? No, that's all. It doesn't simplify at all. So now it says find the length and the width. So again, I plug back into my variables in the very beginning. So the length The equation for the length is 3w, and I just found out that w was square root of 30. Here's one of my answers. And then the width in my picture was w, and w is square root of 30. Okay, here's my other answer. Okay, so word problems just really come from remembering these main formulas and then being able to substitute in for each of those variables. Okay, great job, guys. This is the last part of chapter 6.